last few weeks, I've been making videos highlighting some of the best Turo hosts in the entire country and their operations. And while I'm certainly not saying that I'm one of the best Turo hosts in the country, one of the things that this did make me think of is that I don't think I've ever did a video talking about a day in the life of my own operations, showing my team what we do in a day, how we manage our time, and some of the different tools and resources that we utilize. And so here we are in Dallas, Texas at my shop, and I'm gonna take you through a day in the life with my Turo fleet. Now, our workday as a company doesn't start until 9 a.m. and we actually are pretty good about managing the fleet to ensure that we're not having to be checking in cars or going down to the lot before 9 a.m. or much after 6 p.m. We do try to keep that as a 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 block where we're actually working on the cars that are in our fleet. But for me personally, my days typically start here at my desk 7 days a week at 5 a.m. And I'll typically work here from about 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then I will typically leave to go either running or go to the gym. Now, I just ran the New York Marathon a couple of days ago, so I am not going to go running or go to the gym this morning. Instead, let's fast forward a bit to 9 a.m. when Todd comes in and our entire day as a team really starts.
We're going to Firestone to pick up a car we dropped off last night for an alignment. After that, it should be ready to check in.
Most of our mornings start off with me at my desk while Todd and HP check in cars, pick up cars from shops, or do rechecks. In this case, we had a car to pick up at Firestone, which is a shop right down the street from us that we've been using for years.
Do you ever feel weird going to Firestone since you used to work here?
No, the two people that work the front desk aren't the people that I know. I know the techs, but not the front desk people anymore.
Oh, that's good.
So they don't think anything when they look at me. They're just there's this dumb kid. So we recheck cars every 24 hours, so the best way we figured it out is to do it every morning, and it's basically insurance. So it's the condition the car gets sent out in, and if there's any discrepancies between the pictures we took in the morning and when it gets returned, then that's how we know that someone hit the car or messed it up or something.
You can see at this lot behind me, there isn't really a ton of cars to recheck. We have our brown Honda Odyssey, our Hyundai Sonata, which we just picked up from Firestone, and then we have our Lincoln Navigator here. Now, this car actually doesn't need to be rechecked. It's going out on a reservation tomorrow, and it was picked up yesterday from the airport. So as you can see, this car desperately needs to be cleaned. He's bringing the key.
Okay. Someone go check.
Today is an incredibly busy day, and I didn't even do this on purpose. It wasn't like I chose to film this video on a day that was busy. It just so happened to shake out this way. But not only do we have an airport run where we need to pick up one of our cars from the airport, we have to pick up our camper van from Ford, which has been there for 2 months for a recall, and we also have an appointment at 3 p.m. today to go look at a car that we're looking to buy to add to our direct rental fleet. So today's gonna be jam-packed. Now, I was gonna help Todd check in the Lincoln, but HP is taking forever with the key. So instead, I'll help Todd by checking in this white Mazda.
One of my car wash passes?
Yeah. Hi, Gooser.
I don't know if I have enough, but I guess so.
Hi, Gooser.
We're training. Good place.
Now, when it comes to cleaning and checking in cars, I am generally not the one who is helping during the week. That is pretty much all Todd and a little bit of HP. Where I do sometimes help clean and check in cars is on the weekend whenever Todd is off, because he works Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. But today it's a Wednesday. For me to be helping checking in cars is not the norm. However, I wanted to show you guys what our process looks like for cleaning cars, kind of the pass structure we use, how much it costs, and I didn't want to bog Todd down by purely recording him do it, so I thought I would show you guys myself. Now, when it comes to car washes, we have 2 brands of car washes that we typically use. There's one that's pretty close to our shop, and then this is the other one that we use a ton. It's called Whitewater Car Wash, and it's like a chain in the Dallas area. And how it works is we have these coupons that we purchase, and they come in coupon books. And so it's $5 per wash with this coupon instead of the normal $8. But the kind of catch is that you have to buy the coupons in bulk, and so we actually buy $1,000 worth of car washes at a time. And so it's 200 washes, and that lasts us typically about a quarter. And so we end up buying those, once every 3 to 4 months-ish. And then we just simply scan this at the car wash. And then after that, this is trash and we just throw it away. But that's how we kind of pay for these car washes and how we can use our fleet in order to get a discount. Now, HP, obviously, Todd's the one who predominantly cleans cars during the week, but you're the one who trained him. So what do you look for in cleanliness? Like, what's our thought process? How much time do we try to spend? Give us the rundown.
Well, truthfully, I like to wipe down every single thing because I'm a firm believer that if somebody gets into a car, your car could be 99.9% clean, but if they find one hair or they find one speck of crumb inside of the center console, the car has not been cleaned. So what my general rule of thumb is, every car, no matter what, if it went out for 1 day, 1 hour, or a month, it gets meticulously cleaned.
In addition to all of this, HP is an absolute stickler for clean windows, and he strongly believes that if the windows are dirty, it gives off the perception to the guests that the car was never cleaned. And I gotta be honest, I have to agree. Once the car is clean, we like to spritz the car down with a scent, and then we move on to photos, where we'll take photos of the entire exterior and interior, and for every single trip, we will typically take over 100 photos, as this is our insurance for any type of issue that could occur. And while this may seem like a lot, it typically only takes 20 minutes or so to prep a car from start to finish, and then it's ready to go back down to our lot.
So now HP is dropping off the Mazda 2 at the lot. We have the photos taken, it's cleaned, and while Todd continues to prep the Lincoln Navigator for the reservation tomorrow, HP and I are going to go pick up the camper van from a local Ford dealer.
Now, some of you may remember my 2015 Ford Transit camper van. This was a converted van that we worked on back during the pandemic, and now we rent it on platforms like Outdoorsy, RVezy, and RVshare. In August of this year, a guest rented our van, and during the reservation, they reported that the car wasn't working properly and it was jerking and it wouldn't move forward. Well, as it turns out, there was a transmission-related failure, and fortunately, this is something that was covered under a recall from Ford. Now, obviously, HP and I were both pleased to hear that this was a repair covered under a recall, and thus we had to pay no money out of pocket, but we've both been extremely frustrated with how long this repair has taken. However, we are both thrilled that the repair is complete, and it looks as though the van is ready to be picked up.
How exciting. I'm so happy to get our camper van back. August 12th was when it went in.
August, September, October, November, almost 3 months.
Yeah, it feels really good. I miss having this van in our fleet. Something sitting out of my possession sucks. The car's not making money, and I can't even enjoy it at the same time. This is terrible news. But the fact that we're getting it back, it just means the world to me. I'm not even mad that it's out 3 months. I'm just happy to get going again.
I'm mad that it's out 3 months. You can speak for yourself on that one.
Now, the reason why this repair took so incredibly frustratingly long is not because the dealership couldn't do it, it's because there was no parts to do it with. The technician left us some souvenirs, but this is the remainder of what our drive shaft coupler actually looks like. The main thing that we're waiting on was the transmission case itself. Ford doesn't replace the entire transmission, they only replace the things that are broken, and the actual case of the transmission was the thing that had gotten demolished. So it took us about 2.5 months to get the part, but whenever the part came in, we were able to easily get it fixed and thrown back in the car. But the van looks good, and it's gonna be really easy to go ahead and turn this around so we can get it back out making more money, and it couldn't be better timing because we actually have a van rental in 2 days.
What are you doing, Gooser? What are you doing? So generally speaking, we all start our day at the house, which is our original OG location where we have our lot and we store a lot of our cars there. But typically by around lunchtime, we've all made our way to the shop, which is where we will spend the rest of our day, either cleaning cars, checking them in, doing rechecks, or fixing cars. This car right here is currently getting diagnosed. We'll address this one later. Cars like this Fiesta, as well as a couple in the back, need to be rechecked. And this Mitsubishi Mirage, as you can see, was returned with a flat tire. So this was returned with a donut. This guest had a flat tire during the reservation, so this will need to be handled as well. Gooser! So one thing that we do every other week here at the shop is we do Sandwich Wednesdays, where we order lunch for the 3 of us and we eat it here. And since it is getting close to lunchtime and I know Todd and HP both have busy afternoons, I'm gonna go ahead and order that now. store cars in the back and in the front at our shop, but truthfully, we kind of prefer the back because it's easier for guests to remember where to return the cars if they pick it up for the back. I'm not exactly sure, but we've definitely found that to be the case. So for the most part, these are all cars that need to be rechecked. They're cars that got returned at some point tomorrow. They've been cleaned, but they didn't get rented between yesterday afternoon and today. You can obviously see that this Mazda 5 was damaged. It's waiting to go into the shop to be repaired. We have all of the parts, and that repair probably will be started today. And then this 2014 Toyota Yaris was returned last night, so that needs to be checked in. So whenever Todd gets to the shop from the house, this is what he'll do for like the first 30 minutes to an hour of his time at the shop, and then we'll kind of all move on to additional tasks.
Hopefully your delivery was as freaky fast as you thought it would be.
It's pretty quick.
Baby, why didn't you tell me that there was a pickle promotion going on right now?
We made some progress with it.
But it tastes like the pickle, not like the brine.
So I want to interrupt our day in the life here, and I want to talk about an exciting announcement that my team and I have been working on for a pretty long time, and we've really been wanting to do this for a number of years. And that is that we are thrilled to announce a new service that we've just launched called CarShare Connection. Now, before you ask yourself, what the heck is CarShare Connection? Let me explain what this is, why we've decided to create this service, and how you can get started if you are someone who is interested in taking advantage of this service. I've been a Turo host since 2017, and I've been making content here on YouTube since 2020. And one of the most frequently asked questions that I get asked is in regards to co-hosting. You may notice that in the last couple of weeks, I published a video outlining and kind of highlighting Alvin's Fleet in Jacksonville, Florida, as well as Brian Glass's in Seattle. Now, these are two examples of amazing co-hosts that take people's vehicles, they operate them for them, and then there's a profit share and a profit split. Now, I get asked all the time if I offer co-hosting services or if I know of other people who do. And while me and my team do not co-host, and we really have no desire to do it, just because I don't offer co-hosting services doesn't mean that there aren't tons of other great hosts throughout the country who do. And I wanted to figure out a way to connect these two parties together more easily. And thus, CarShare Connection was born. CarShare Connection is basically a lead aggregator service for co-hosts who are wanting to find ways to get investors to send vehicles to their fleet. How it works is if you are an investor who is looking for a co-host to host your vehicle, you would go to carshareconnection.com where you would fill out a simple form. My team would receive that form, and then we will match you with 3 different co-hosts that match the criteria of what you're looking for. It is then up to these 3 co-hosts to sell themselves to you, and then you can choose who you like the best. From a host perspective, so if you are a car sharing fleet operator who wants to take advantage of CarShare Connection to add more cars to your fleet, it is super easy to join. Now, all you have to do is you have to be a member of the car sharing masterclass community. You'll have the ability to opt into CarShare Connection, where you will then be added into our internal directory. And once we get a lead that has the criteria that fits you as a host, we will send you that lead, and then it's up to you to close the sale. Now, there is a small finder's fee if you do end up closing a sale, adding a car into your fleet, and you start making money from that, but there are no hidden fees, costs, or memberships involved with CarShare Connection outside of being a course member. Now, if you want to learn more about CarShare Connection, you can do so by going to carshareconnection.com. Now, let's go back to the video.
Driving on the highway, far away, far away, far away. Every moment I was spending on regrets was such a waste, such a waste, such a waste. Looking on the city lights, flashing bright in my eyes.
Now, if you talk to different Turo fleets, you're going to find that different fleet owners have different philosophies when it comes to buying cars, maintaining cars, offloading cars. And one of the things that we've really leaned into over the years is maintenance and repairs, and really learning how to do that all in-house in a really cost-effective way, which not only kind of expands our reach of which cars we buy for our fleet, but it also makes our fleet more profitable because of the fact that we bring all of this in-house. But for now, let's actually go to HP and Todd, who are at a vehicle right now that they're looking to buy to add to our direct rental fleet.
Oh, look at that. It's not gray, it's not silver, it's more of a pewter.
Grover.
1 hour later.
So it looks as though Todd is here. How do you like it?
It's actually nice. If I would have known this was $3,000 when I was looking for a car, I would have heavily considered it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it an Acura?
A friend of mine's father-in-law was selling this, and we got it for $3,000. Now this car does not qualify for Turo because it's too old and it has too high of mileage. But this car is actually in incredible shape on the inside and outside. It had an engine replacement fairly recently. It's a 2012, only has 150,000 miles, and has plenty of life in it. Our direct rental guests have been asking for a vehicle that's a little bit bigger in size, and this one fits that bill perfectly. Now it does need a few things before it's rental ready, but we'll have this ready by next week. Guest said it was shaking while driving. She had it for a long time. We decided to switch her out into a different vehicle. Todd deduced that it is the driver's side axle. I drove it and further confirmed the deducement of a driver's side axle. So we got one. Now you might be thinking, this sure does look heavy and expensive. It's one of those things, and it's not expensive. $105, and we'll have this thing knocked out in like 30 minutes.
As I've talked about a few times in this video thus far, maintenance is a huge part of our daily schedule. Not only do we have our Turo fleet, which we do the bulk of the maintenance in-house, we also have a mobile mechanic business that we're currently growing in hopes of eventually franchising it, which is something that I actually had talked about originally in this video, but I cut it out due to it causing the video to be far too long. Maybe I'll talk about it in a future video instead. But we also document a lot of what we do for social media as well. I have my YouTube channel, but HP has his. And you can see here, not only is HP fixing the Mazda 3, but he's also recording a short form video of him fixing the Mazda, which we published on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. This obviously adds some complexity to the equation because frequently not only are we working on our business, but we're also recording ourselves doing it.
I'd probably say majority of the work's just regular routine maintenance, you know, getting brakes done, like an axle repair occasionally. A lot of it's preventative maintenance. Occasionally we might have a car come in with an AC issue and that just requires the AC compressor to be swapped out, or we usually just do brakes and stuff like that. Not a lot of engine work on our cars. A lot of people think that it's scary to have older vehicles, but truthfully, if you can get ahead of a lot of this stuff, do your preventative maintenance, a lot of the other stuff is pretty routine. Now today is a little bit busier than a normal day would entail. We had the mobile mechanic appointment, we had to go look at the van in the morning, we had to go buy a car, we fixed a car, and now I'm cleaning a car. Mainly because Todd did go home sick, or else he'd typically be doing something like this.
And unfortunately, HP and I's day doesn't end here, because once he's done with this car, he is going to go to our lot to check in our Hyundai Tucson, which got returned a little bit ago, and it's going back out this evening. And then he and I have to head to DFW Airport to pick up our Honda Odyssey, which was returned very, very early this morning. So while HP finishes his car, I'm gonna head home, I'm gonna feed Goose, start dinner, and that way after traffic dies down, we can go to the airport. We didn't show it earlier, but HP dropped our new Kia over at Integrity First, which is a shop that we use very frequently for a ton of our jobs.
You driving? Show me your license.
Now on the topic of Integrity First and kind of using third-party shops, while we do most of our work in our own shop, like with HP or techs that will like bring in and pay cash to like help us with stuff, we do utilize third-party shops when applicable, and Integrity First is like a great example of that for, you know, Turo inspections, which we would never do ourselves, alignments, wheel changes, balances, those types of things. Even sometimes whenever we have an issue and HP's kind of stumped on what the problem is, we will oftentimes take it to these shops to get like a second opinion or a third opinion. So Fez and Integrity First are good guys. If you're in the Dallas area, you should check them out. Right. Yes. Down. Wait. You're free. We're about to pull into the Turo lot here at DFW Airport. Now the nice thing about the Turo lot here is that while you do get charged a $24 airport fee for every trip that takes place from this lot, you don't have to pay for actual parking, and you just have to make sure that your car is out within 24 hours of it being returned. Unlike Love Field Airport, which not only charges you that $24 airport fee, but they also charge you for parking as well, which makes Love Field trips much more expensive than DFW ones. And this is the car that we're picking up. But there you guys have it. It has been a long day, and this is a day in the life of the operation of our Turo fleet. Like always, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, I would love to hear it, so make sure to leave a comment down below. Goose, don't be rude. Hey. And like always, if you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, I would love to hear it, so make sure to leave a comment down below. And I will see you guys in the next video.